Ooh, bacon.
Hey everybody, it's Reverse BLT here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm about to start WandaVision episode 8, which is entitled Previously On. I just realized I didn't say what the titles were. I don't think of any of the other ones, but oh well.
Yes, you did.
Uh, Coming in fresh off of the reveal at the end of episode 7, and I'm still just floored by it and all of its implications. Agnes was indeed Agatha Harkness, but it seems that it's at least so far on the surface, seems like they're going for a nefarious version of the character who, in the comics, was always a friend to Wanda. So I'm curious to see where they're going with this. Whether that's just a red herring. Marvel loves to do that, to sort of throw little curveballs at the comic readers who may think they know where something is going and say, haha, we only gave you part of what you expect, and but we're going to change this aspect of it to make it fresh. I really hope though that somehow this all ends up being something that Agatha is doing to help Wanda grow as a person, especially considering how much power Wanda has. When all One way or another, the end of this, Wanda should be far more powerful than Agatha could ever hope to be. So it's probably pretty important that steps are taken to help her come to terms with reality the way it is, so that she doesn't just use her tremendous power to just mess everything up. But going into this episode, I still have a few questions. I want to know where the heck the twins are, and I want to know what Hayward's goals are. And I want to know what Agatha is really, truly up to. And also, is Sir Scratchy Ebony? Probably not, because if he were, I would expect him to be a black bunny instead of a white patchy bunny.
That's racist!
But Agatha always had like a black cat, like, you know, typical old school witch. It was called Ebony. But anyway, let's find out what's going on. Also, is that the dark hole that Agatha has? Food for thought. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Yeah. I tell you, my headphones will not stay in my ear.
Wanda killed me?
Yes, you asked her to do it. I can't.
You can't.
Oh, that was such a sad moment in Infinity War.
You didn't think you were the only magical girl in town, did you? The name's Agatha Harkness. Lovely to finally meet you, dear.
So Agnes/Agatha is literally what, just been playing along this entire time? Like, what is her goal? Also, look up what Agatha Harkness from the comics looks like. My goodness gracious, Catherine Hahn is so much more attractive. And everything's purple now. Oh, we're gonna get Agatha's backstory? Like her actual comic book backstory? Yes! We are! Holy crap! I was not expecting this. So you might be inclined to believe that these are church people doing this to her, but they twist. See? Sorry, that was a spoiler. I shouldn't have said anything.
You stole knowledge above your age and station. You practiced the darkest of magic.
Okay, so they are remixing this.
I cannot control it. Only you would teach me.
Oh, so they're setting her up as a reality warper too in the MCU, I guess.
Mors, monstrum, natural.
So in the comics, Agatha was basically burned at the stake by her coven because they believed that she had betrayed them by going out into the regular human world and teaching them and taking and helping protect humans, actually. So this is very much a departure from that story. Man, Catherine Hahn does a very good, like, scary face. So you notice there's a crown on her mother. So in the comics, there's a character who's the goddess of magic, and I'm wondering if that's what they're doing here. Like her mother's supposed to be the goddess of magic, who was killed, but then resurrected later. She wasn't killed by Agatha, though. Yeah, at least I'm pretty sure she wasn't. Thought it was Mephisto that killed her.
What? No, I know. She does look shocked to meet the real us, doesn't she?
So Senor Scratchy is Ralph?
Where are my children?
Where are my children? Oof! That accent really comes and goes, doesn't it?
Well, okay, I guess it's just a full-on evil version of Agatha Harkness.
Didn't you notice? Basic protection spell?
Yeah, Wanda doesn't know anything about magic, unfortunately.
I was so patient. Waiting for you to reveal your true self. I got close with fake Pietro, if you will.
Oh, so he was fake.
And I sensed this place. The afterglow of so many spells cast all at once. I couldn't make heads or tails of it.
So, did Agnes come there because she sensed what Wanda had done?
That's what she said?
Reformator figura. Years of study to achieve even the smallest convincing illusion. But Westview through your lens, Wanda.
Well, this is accurate to the comics. Agatha was awed by just how powerful Wanda was.
You're even running illusions miles away at the edge of town. Magic on autopilot.
I need you to tell me how you did this. I didn't do anything. I'm not.
Oh dear. This version of Agatha's really mean.
What was it you said to your not brother?
All you could recall was the feeling. You felt empty, alone, endless nothingness. Let's start there.
And Catherine Hahn is really just like chewing scenery right now.
It's time to look at some real reruns.
Is this going to essentially kind of be a remix of the classic clip show?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you forget who's got your children stashed away in her bewitched basement?
Oh wow, we're actually going to get Wanda's
After you.
backstory.
Superstar.
Like her, you know, her true backstory. Not just her telling what happened, but actually seeing it. So the woman in the ads, right? It's her mom.
Papa.
Okay. Not the woman in the ad. Ah, okay. This is pretty much what I figured for why we were seeing so many sitcoms. Well, why I heard the vision was sitcoms.
You said the only rule of TV night is we try to practice our English.
Yes, yes, he is right. We were just making rid of last little bit of Sokovia.
So Sokovia seems to be a Slavic country, so why didn't they just like... Well, this sounds kind of Slavic.
Quit acting like you know what you're talking about.
Aw, look how adorable little Wanda was.
Wanda, you pick?
My peak isn't here.
I forgot. I put it in the special place for extra safekeeping.
They were such a happy family. So is this when the bombs hit?
This is your pick, yes?
Oh, Dick Van Dyke Show. Okay.
Season 2, episode 21.
Wow, she really was into sitcoms.
Rob and Laura have for the most fun shenanigans.
What is shenanigan again? Shenanigan is like
problem, but more silly than scary, but can sometimes be a little scary.
Like mischief.
But a silly mischief that always becomes fun.
This is so cute. This is a shame that it's all gonna end in fire. This shot is too innocent. And I really like how they're giving this sort of almost like peek behind the curtain, not just a look at her childhood, but also you can see the direct inspiration for the progression of WandaVision episodes, you know? Oh. And here comes the bomb. How did they survive that? Was Wanda already... Did she already have powers? Because I'm sorry, they should not have survived this. It would only really make sense if she somehow shielded them from it. Can you imagine that was she might even be carrying subconscious guilt if that's the case. Where's the bomb? Yep, there it is. Stark Industries.
Чувствуете того? Может, они что-то помогут?
Oh wow, so they still had the TV to keep them company a little while they sat there hoping that things would be okay.
By the end of the episode, you realize it was all a bad dream. None of it was real.
Did you stop that bomb?
What?
Used a probability hex.
So she really did always have her power.
It just never went off. It was It was defective. We didn't know that.
That's your root power. You could manipulate probability. Oh bloody hell, this is brilliant.
So what I see here is a baby witch, obsessed with sitcoms and years of therapy ahead of her. Doesn't explain your recent hijinks.
Maybe the experimentation with the Mind Stone didn't give her powers, just helped unlock it. Like, make it stronger. Agatha, you're playing with fire. If you fully open this girl up, you might be dealing with forces far beyond what you can control. I mean, hell, you already are, technically.
Your reaction to the bombing of your civilian apartment building and the murder of your parents was to join an anti-freedom terrorist organization.
We wanted to change the world.
No, it responded to her. She was always going to be linked with Vision. It was like fate. Do you know how pretty you have to be to still be pretty with all of that blowing into your face and all that light blowing everything out? Jesus Christ. And she saw her future.
Play it again. Again.
Oh wow, so from their perspective nothing happened. Was that Brady Bunch? Wanda's embracing the process now, it seems. It doesn't explain how Pietro came about. Did she do that too?
So where are we now?
The Avengers compound. It was the first home Vision and I ever shared.
Vision?
I apologize. I don't mean to intrude.
You don't?
Well, I suppose, yes, I did intend to come in here.
And now?
And, well, whatever is your preference.
I've always loved this couple. Oh, Bryan Cranston is a certified legend.
You're goddamn right.
Wanda, I don't presume to know what you're feeling, but I would like to know. Should you wish to tell me, should that be of some comfort to you?
What makes you think that talking about it would bring me comfort?
Oh, see, I read that...
The only thing that would bring me comfort is seeing him again.
They are acting the hell out of this scene.
Sorry. I'm so tired.
She's gotten really good at having the accent come and go in relationship to emotion.
It knocks me down, and when I try to stand up, it just comes for me again. And I can't. It's just gonna drown me.
No. No, it won't.
How do you know?
Well, because it can't all be sorrow, can it? I've always been alone, so I don't feel the lack. It's all I've ever known. I've never experienced loss because I've never had a loved one to lose. But what is grief, if not love persevering?
Such a lovely way to look at it.
Sorry, pardon.
No, it was funny.
Yes, it was very funny, wasn't it?
These two are interesting. I like this. You get to see how they fell in love. Look at Agatha trying to pretend that she wasn't touched by that.
What happened when he wasn't there to pull you back from the darkness, Wanda?
I can't do this anymore.
Come on, Wanda. You're on the precipice. You are right there. Tell me how you did it.
She just did. That's what she can do. At her ultimate, she can literally just make reality whatever she wants it to be.
You wanted him back.
I wanted him back. Please. When I came back, he was gone. His body. And I know he's here. He deserves a funeral, at least. I deserve it.
She's such a good actress.
Yeah, she's still here.
Hayward, I'm assuming.
Through the doors, down the hall, 2 lefts and a right. A moment, I have to buzz you in.
I got it. Thanks.
This feels like a setup.
I understand you're here to see the vision. To recover the body, that is that right?
Well, I'm his next of kin.
Would she be his next of kin, or would Stark be his... Oh, wait. I just remember Stark died. I had forgotten that for some weird reason.
You probably suppressed a lot of the trauma.
Because this is after the unsnapping.
I'd like to show you something.
So you...
What is this?
Yeah.
Why are you showing me this?
So this was a pretty traumatic moment in the
Because you
comics.
asked to see it.
How are they even doing this? He's made of vibranium. They shouldn't even be able to cut through it. What is your deal, Hayward? Why would you think that showing her this was even remotely a good idea?
We're dismantling
Who are you?
the most sophisticated sentient weapon ever made.
I just want to bury him. That's all I want.
Are you sure?
Excuse me?
Not everyone has the kind of power that could bring their soulmate back online.
He's the one that suggested it? Who are you? I am very suspicious of Hayward now.
He's all I have.
Well, that's just it, Wanda. He isn't yours. Fall back. It's fine.
He wanted this to happen.
Let her see for herself.
He wanted this to happen.
I can't feel you.
This is so sad. This also is not what they showed us in the footage that Hayward showed. Interesting seeing different people from before she created the new reality. Wow, she... it's kind of messed up, but she did basically kind of make this place better. This place was falling apart. It was on its last legs. And she gave everybody better versions of their jobs. So interesting thing about psychotic breaks and dissociation is they can start happening while you're still going through like your life. You can just sort of start transitioning from what you know is real to something else, you know, while still acting normal on the outside. Oh, they were gonna retire here. This is so sad. So I'm guessing this is where it happened, where she just lost her grip on reality. With Scarlet Witch, that's all it takes. So she was telling the truth about not knowing how it started. Wow. And that's why he can't leave, because he came from her. She must have used the energy of the Mind Stone still in her body to make a new version of him. Which is why he can still use his powers here, and why he can't leave.
Wanda. Welcome home.
So it's like different levels of her psyche. I'm getting finale of Big O vibes, if you've ever seen that anime.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
You're supposed to be a myth, a being capable of spontaneous creation.
Reality warper.
This is chaos magic, Wanda.
Chaos magic, yes!
That makes you the Scarlet Witch.
Oh, hey, we got her name now. Wasn't expecting that. Well, that was season 1, episode 8 of WandaVision. And holy shit. That's really all I can say. Well, obviously it's not really all I can say, but that's the very first thing that definitely comes to mind is just holy shit. So, Agatha just took Wanda down memory lane and basically discovered that she's always had her power. If anything, all the Mind Stone did was help push it a little further than it ordinarily would have gotten on its own. But it probably didn't actually give her more power, just helped develop it. And she is, of course, as we all know, at least those of us reading the comics, we know she's a reality warper. And I was just, I don't know, it made me really happy to hear someone say chaos magic, because that is what Wanda's power basically is in the comics, is that she wields a kind of magic that essentially is kind of unpredictable and taps into these really raw primordial forces of reality. She started out by using hexes, which she couldn't predict what they would do at all. They would just sort of generally work to her benefit. But how? Who the heck knows? Like, let's say she was facing an army of sentinels, cast the hex, and it would essentially rewrite reality such that their software or hardware always contained a flaw that would culminate in a malfunction at that exact moment so that she and her teammates would prevail. It's mind-boggling. And at the highest level of the manifestation of what she can do, she can basically just say, the universe is this, and the universe itself will become that, whatever it is. Agatha's absolutely right. Wanda's incredibly dangerous. So I'm still a little confused as to how much of a villain Agatha's actually being in this. She's definitely an antagonist. That's obvious. But she does seem to give a crap about reality, which most of the villains we see in the MCU wouldn't care about collateral damage. They would only really care about themselves. So seeing how dangerous Wanda is, such a villain would usually just get the heck out of Dodge and be like, I'm out so that you can't hurt me. But then again, considering that the ultimate manifestation of her powers is rewriting all of reality, there really is no place safe if Wanda reaches her full potential. So right now, she's got the kids hostage. Wanda's outside of the shielded room, so she should be able to, well, as we saw, she can use her powers again. And she far outclasses Agatha in terms of raw power. Agatha has her beat in terms of skill and knowledge. So it's always an interesting battle because, honestly, skill and knowledge, it goes a lot further than raw power most of the time. As long as the person can avoid just being taken out immediately by the ringer, so to speak. So now we have a much better idea of the nature of this Vision and why he can't leave. He does seem to be fully independent, though, and functional, to the point even where, he has the powers that he has from the Mind Stone. So seeing how he came into being, like energy coming straight out of Wanda, to me, the only thing that makes sense is that she essentially, whatever power or energy she absorbed from the Mind Stone when she first encountered it, has just been inside of her this whole time. And she just ejected it. So I'm thinking she no longer has that energy within her. The Mind Stone is now recreated from the energy that she just ejected from herself and formed into this new Vision. And interestingly enough, she also actually created vibranium, because he registers as vibranium and is trackable as vibranium. So my guess is the reason he can't leave the Hex, though, is because she doesn't know how to completely separate them 100%. So it tries to pull him back into the Hex because it tries to pull the energy back to her, is what I'm thinking. I don't know. That does raise questions about the children now, though, too, because essentially I would imagine she kind of created them in a similar fashion. So I don't know what'll happen if the whole Hex drops. Like, will she just lose everything all over again? That would be so tragic. So going forward, I guess next week is the finale. I'm pretty sure. We have to, from the perspective of what Wanda needs, she needs to figure out a way to come to terms with everything, remove the Hex without losing her children, and hopefully without losing Vision either.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
And I guess she has to figure out a way to defeat Agatha. I'm not quite sure what that'll look like, though, because like I said, Agatha in the comics has always been on the side of the good guys. So I'm guessing somehow she'll be brought around by the end of all of this. Or she'll end this season as still a villain, but come back later to be reformed. Who knows? Marvel, I'm still loving this series. I think it's great how they're dealing with all of these different formats. It was really great seeing all of Wanda's history, like really seeing it, and the acting in this episode was just so good all around. Like even the little kid actors who played the past versions of her and Pietro did a really good job. It was very emotional, and all I can really say at this point is I just really hope that Wanda's okay by the end of it. Maybe next week we'll see Doctor Strange. He might be what's necessary to help bring this all to a satisfactory conclusion. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching with me. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit like, subscribe to my channel, ring the bell so you'll be notified when I upload new stuff. I upload as quickly as I can edit, which is a complicated process. It sometimes takes a very long time, but I'm trying, so bear with me. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.